Have you ever felt like you weren't the only one living in your body? Like something else was controlling you and your reality? The truth is, there are entities hiding underneath blocked emotions and unprocessed trauma. And from there, they can access our consciousness and hijack it. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Melanin Lighthouse. My name is Malaya Kishora. I am a licensed certified trauma therapist, and I am a comedic yoga instructor. And of course, I am a soul surgeon. I am here to help us bring our souls into fruition and heal from the inside out. And today we are diving in to what I mean when I say we are not alone in our bodies. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. I've actually seen entities leave my body. They were hidden under deep rage, pain, shame, deep sadness, under very low vibrational emotions. And these emotions I had carried in my stomach area, my heart chakra area, my womb space, my sacral and my root chakra area, and also in my spinal column, which is where all my chakras are held. These beings, these entities, they're shapeless, formless globs, and they were literally stealing and hijacking my consciousness. I felt very heavy and weighed down, like they were taking up some type of space in my body. I'm like, I felt like something was on me and like it needed to get off of me. However, the deeper I got in my healing journey and the more I became conscious and I was able to perceive them, they were not able to live inside of me anymore. Awareness is the key to the healing journey. When you become aware of anything, like even when I'm working with clients, I'm always talking about this. Step one is to become aware. Once you become aware, these entities, they cannot survive. They are able to thrive under your ignorance of them. And they fear our awareness because they don't have power over you. And so once I became aware of them, I was able to take my power back and ultimately my body back. So these entities, they are able to mimic your voice through your thoughts, and they feed off of your low vibrational emotions, keeping you stuck in a loop. So they're telling you certain negative thoughts, right? And that's triggering a low vibrational emotion, which is something that you probably dealt with in the past, right? And so it's keeping you in this cycle. And so you're probably doing something to numb yourself, which they love that. They want to keep you stuck in the loop because they feed off of this. They eat this up. They drink it up. So each part of our body, it holds consciousness. Like each part of our body is able to express, create, and live. And if there's an entity stuck or there's an entity enlarged in your body, this entity is stealing your conscious energy. So that means it's stealing your expression, your emotional expression, your memories, and ultimately your choices and decisions that you are supposed to make, but they're making it for you because they're keeping you stuck. So ultimately, they're stealing your memories, your emotional expression, and your natural energetic flow. And so they're stealing your right to decide and your actual right to choose your life how you want to live it, keeping you in a loop of shame, guilt, fear, low vibrational emotions, because they're literally eating it up. Like I keep saying, I'm going to keep reinforcing that. And so what this does, this leads to illness. This leads to constantly being sick, constantly being in pain, sickness, and ultimately death, because they want to take your soul. They want it. They need it. They're feeding off of it. So how, you might ask, are they able to actually even get to you and have access to your consciousness to hijack it? So first and foremost, through generational curses and ancestral trauma, trauma that has been passed down from the generation after generation after generation that has not been healed, acknowledged, or processed. And also they're able to get into you through trauma of this lifetime. And so this creates energetic cracks in your field. They're able to seep their way in and take hold of your consciousness and hijack it at that point. So as a therapist, like working with so many clients, y'all, and just having so many deep conversations, like I swear I have deep conversations with everybody I encounter, and I'm really realizing like everybody has some type of entity or something that is hijacking their consciousness and they're not consciously aware of it. Because if you really think about it, consciously, we only have access to 10% of ourselves consciously, right? The subconscious is 90% more powerful than the conscious mind. And so if you're not aware of your patterns consciously, or your beliefs, or just the systems that you operate from, or your natural way of surviving, right, through your survival skills, you probably are unconsciously operating from a place of being hijacked, and you just probably aren't aware of it. If your body feels heavy, probably something that's making you feel a little heavy. If you don't feel access to certain areas of your body, if you feel extreme pain in certain areas of your body, it's probably an entity that is taking up space in your body. So I have had countless amount of clients telling me that they're hearing voices in their heads telling them that they're worthless, they're not good enough. That's causing them to want to harm themselves or unalive themselves. And the question is, who's actually talking to you? Because a lot of them don't really feel that way. They just want the pain to go away. It's more so of these thoughts are basically attacking them. Who's talking to you? Yes, it is these entities taking hold of you, and they're wanting to keep you in low vibrational energy so they can keep you stuck in survival mode and keep you sick so that they can feed off of your energy. It's gross. It's literally gross. It is. But it is what it is. It's what's happening. And these are conversations that are not talked about that have to be addressed. We live in a very spiritual reality. The physical is only 10% of this real reality. It's very spiritual. I've had other people describe feeling like they're completely out of control due to maybe substances, including food, alcohol, weed, different drugs, whatever that looks like, but feeling like they can't control themselves because they want to numb themselves so bad because they don't want to feel whatever it is that is holding them. And really, it's very important to feel the emotion because that's where they're able to thrive off of the emotions that are not processed and that are blocked. And usually this comes from extreme rage, right? Very low vibrational emotions, depression, anxiety, a lot of fear based, feeling like I'm too scared to take action, to move, keeping you stuck in that loop. These entities, they also thrive under disconnection, silence. There's a lot of like conversation in different communities about, we're going to sweep this under the rug. What happens in this house stays in this house, right? The elephant in the room that nobody talks about but everybody knows is there. That's where these entities, they thrive on that, the silence of you not speaking up, right? Or just not being heard in general when you try to speak up. And like I said, if we do not get our consciousness back, feel through these emotions, heal through this trauma, they will continue to steal our choices, steal our life force, and ultimately take our lives, right? There's so many people who I'm talking to who feel so stuck in their lives, feel like their lives are not where they thought they would be, feeling like it's always so much negativity. And the question is, why? What's really going on? Is there something else that's taking hold of you that you're not aware of? And the answer is absolutely. So the real truth, and honestly the exciting truth, is that nothing has power over you. Humans, we are literally the stewards of this reality. We are in control. However, these entities understand our lack of awareness due to our societal construct, which keeps us super ignorant to the absolute truth of what our reality is. And they know that. However, the moment you decide to become aware and start to actually perceive what is going on, allow yourself to feel through those emotions, allow yourself to feel through the pain, even if it's uncomfortable, then you take your power back and you are able to exercise those entities out of you. We have to be able to reclaim our bodies back. You'd be surprised how the body can hold and store trauma and what it does and how it tries to create equilibrium through holding this trauma, but it keeps you stuck in a survival loop no matter what. You have to feel through the emotion. We have to stop numbing ourselves. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm guilty of all these things. That's why I'm here to talk about it, because I've allowed myself to truly face it. And when I tell you, it was not easy. The work is not easy, but I'd rather my life be what it is now than what it was back then. I just would not choose that world, because it was so hard to actually be able to see success, to see myself thrive in that type of energy, because I felt like I was always stuck. So some powerful tools that you can utilize to help you, because of course, y'all, you know, I am not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to give you a little bit of some information that you can utilize to help you. And of course, check out my series, like my rebirthing series. I'm talking about different modalities that you can utilize in each video to help you out, and just kind of breaking down a lot of these aspects. But fasting, fast maybe drinking, from smoking, from, you know, eating sugar, fast from food, you know, do a water fast, fruit and vegetable fast, whatever that looks like. Do some type of fast to help cleanse your body, to allow yourself to stop using whatever tool you're using as a coping strategy to numb you, right? We got to figure out ways to let ourselves truly feel. I will also say breathing. Oh my gosh, y'all, breathing is a game changer. I actually have a video talking about breathing. And so I'm going to link that video up here. But breathing is so important. It bridges your internal and your external world. If you think about it, breathing is the only thing you cannot go without for more than 3 minutes, right? Or something like that, you know, whatever, something like that. But you cannot go without breathing for too long. You can go without water, you can go without food a little bit longer, but breathing, you got to breathe. Intentional movement. So if you're moving, so walking is very, very powerful. If you're going to walk and allow yourself to process what you're feeling while you're walking. It's a form of bilateral stimulation. You're stimulating your right and your left side of your brain, which is helping you to create integration. And that's always the key. Yoga is a game changer. And when you're doing these things, like, intentionally talk to yourself, intentionally use your voice to process things. Like, talk to yourself, ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What is going on with me? What do I need? And you will get your answer. It's going to come to you if you ask. You have to be inquisitive about what is going on with you. Womb healing work, y'all. I'm going to talk about this work is so sacred to me. It's so intentional, it's so powerful. But womb healing work is a game changer. Meditation, quantum jumping, these different aspects, which I talk about these in a lot of my videos, so go back, check them out. So here's the truth. We do not have to stay hijacked. Once we reconnect with our bodies, believe me, these entities, they cannot live inside of us. Once you become aware, once you take your body back, they can't live in it. They cannot thrive inside of a conscious body and a conscious mind. Did that rhyme? I think so. We are not alone in our bodies, but also we do have the power to take our bodies back. I know in my last video, I said I was going to be doing my next video on bringing my womb back from hell. But y'all, that video is very much, I want to be very intentional with it, because it was a very sacred and very powerful experience, and it took a lot out of me. And so I will be doing that video next week. So I want you to stay tuned to that. Oh my gosh, you're still here. And if you are still here, let's just drop a black heart. Let's drop a black heart to reclaim our bodies back. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much. Mwah. I will talk to you next year. Okay, see you next year. No, I'm just kidding. I'll see you next week. I love you guys so much. Okay, bye. Mwah.